upstairs. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
to
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please. We did that. Reconvene the board, please.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yeah, here.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim.
Here.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes, here.
Councilwoman Izzarella.
Yes.
Okay. Where's the chair coming in any lower?
I thought you were going to go and flood it.
Please come down in the valley. St. James Chamber of Commerce, Halloween Costume Party, third reading. Special event for St. James Chamber of Commerce, Festival Day, third reading. A parade walk run, Smithtown Chamber of Commerce, running of the bull, third reading. We have a building department report for your perusal at the town clerk's office where it's on file. First readings, we have a parade walk run for the Comac High School, homecoming parade, special event for the Wisconsin Chamber of Commerce Festival Day, special event for the Kings Park Chamber of Commerce Music Concert, special event for Long Island Green Market, weekly farmers market. That's all first readings. This is the next readings will be number 2, second. Parade walk run for Judy's Run for Stroke Awareness, parade run walk for Ronkonkoma Rotary Run Around the Lake, parade run walk Smithtown Elementary School Bike Rodeo, parade run walk Comac Coalition of Caring for a 5K run and a walk, parade run walk for the VFW Post 395 Memorial Day Parade, a special event Kings Park Chamber of Commerce, Kings Park Day, second reading. We said that already. Parade run walk, Comac Volunteer Ambulance Corps, a second reading. Anyone wish to be heard for or against those events? We'll move on. Advertise for public hearing, reading hearing, the town board to authorize the clerk to advertise for public hearing to be held at the Eugene Cantaro Senior Center, Smithtown, to consider petition number 21601 by Artist Senior Living, 1651 Old Meadow Road, for a special exception in order to permit a 34,062 square feet, 2-story assisted living facility for property located on the north side of Jericho and Turnpike, 755 feet east of the Kings Park Road, Comac. That's it.
Councilwoman Izzarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. Town board to award the following bids and authorize the purchase of the goods and services. A request for proposal number 16-015 for concession sales at town facilities to Philip A. Seminara, Jeff Foreman, and Palmer Fiorentino, and Evel Garand, as per the proposals received on March 4th. B, a bid for lumber and plywood to East Islip Lumber. C, a bid for sporting goods to Port Jefferson Sports. An RFP for caterer for senior citizens food service to Zan's Kosher Deli, and a bid for arts and craft supplies to S&S Worldwide Economy Handcrafts, and a bid for rebuilding services to Motive Parts and Drivetrain Truck Parts.
Councilwoman Izzarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack.
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 2, the town board to approve the following as 2A per N of the printed agenda. Town board regular night meeting minutes, March 17, 2016. B, pursuant to public hearing in town board April 5th, 2 p.m. The town board, Town Hall, Patrick R. Vecchio, Building 99 West Main Street, Smithtown, New York, wherein board considers the town's entry onto certain real property at 19 Walter Drive, Wisconsin, town of Smithtown. Town board hereby declares that said violation of Chapter 112-25A of the Code of the Town of Smithtown, and further determines that the reputed owner of the property has failed to remediate the unsafe conditions. C, town clerk to issue a parade run walk to Smithtown Chamber. Town clerk to issue a parade walk to St. James Chamber of Commerce. Town clerk to issue a St. James special event to St. James Chamber of Commerce. for festival date. F, amend Resolution 2016-47 of the Town Board meeting January 6, 2016. Amend Resolution 2016-378, increase petty cash fund from $100 to $200 for Senior Citizen Center. Rejection of all bids of March 24th, bid number 16-008. Change order number 1 to bid number 15-009 with Laser Industries. Adoption of the 2016 capital budget with proposed funding sources for 2016 through 2020 capital program. L, animal shelter policy and procedures and donations. M, amendment to the agreement with the CSEA. And N, extension of agreement with Central Nassau Guidance and Counseling Services.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Item number 3, Town Board to do study and deliberation and secret negative declaration for application 3A, application for site plan approval for Jerry Krupnik for Stonebridge Cotton Barn.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Item number 4, LWRP, the Town Board issue a written consistency determination pursuant to Chapter 151 of the Town Code that application 2016-001 is consistent with the LWRP.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Town Board authorized the controller to execute the following as 5A through F, their transfer and increase in various revenue codes.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Item number 6, the Town Board authorized the supervisor to execute the following in a form approved by the Town Attorney as per 6A through F. In agreement, specialized service agreement, agreements with town employees, an amendment to Smithtown Landing Country Club Management Agreement, E, WellCare enrollment application, and F, PIN number 16-049.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Item number 7, the Town Board to approve settlement of the following for the recommendations of the Town Attorney per 7A and B for the amounts of $318.47 and $668.52.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Item number 8, the Town Board to authorize the acceptance of the following 8 A, B, C, and D. Cash donation, accept cash donations, donation, and growth in life bond.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Under Personnel, the Town Board to approve the following personnel matters as 9A through L in their seasonal appointments, a change of status, part-time appointments, multiple change of status, seasonal appointments, and reappointments, part-time appointment, promotion, seasonal, title and salary change, and a part-time appointment.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes, I have 3 resolutions not on the printed agenda. The first one is an extension of a bid for water meter supplies to T-Meter Supply Company and Ferguson Enterprises.
Councilwoman
Thank-
Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Okay, we also have a stipulation of settlement. Town Board to approve or to enter into the stipulation of settlement in the matter of Suffolk Asphalt Corp. against the town, index number 604885-15, with said stipulation to be on a form approved by the town attorney.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes, and I have to approve a parade run walk permit for the Greater Long Island Running Club training run.
Is that correspondence?
Yes.
No, not yet.
Did you want to see?
You got Board of Water.
Water Commission.
We have the Board of Water Commissioners now. Town Board to approve the Board of Water meeting April 5, 2016, to approve the minutes of that meeting. And we have an extension of bid for water meter supplies, which I just read, and Ferguson Enterprises.
Councilwoman Inzarella?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilman Warehime?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Wishing to be heard, Victoria Feuerstein. Please.
Is it on? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Sorry.
Supervisor Vecchio, Town Councilwomen, Town Councilmen, thank you very much for this opportunity to talk to you tonight. I'm here to commend Sue Hansen for the excellent job I believe she's doing as our new shelter supervisor. She's brought in fresh ideas. She's listened to the wisdom of her knowledgeable staff. She's made it clear that representing the animals is her top priority, and that it is her job to make our shelter the healthiest, safest, and most successful shelter it can be. Change is not easy. Even what appears to be the most common sense change is sometimes a tremendous effort, as I'm sure you all know. But look at what's happened and what's new at our shelter. One, there's a new meet and greet room where adopters can meet animals in a stress-free zone, where dogs can chew on a bone, lounge on the rug with a volunteer or staff member. It's rainy, it's snowy, no problem, there's a room now for them. This room was the previous director's room and was slated to be Sue Hansen's room. But unselfishly, she gave up that room for the animals and literally moved into a room that was a cat room. She's now in an office with cats. I find that amazing. The shelter is now open on Sundays. Families' visits, adoptions have increased. Volunteers can take dogs out. Whereas before, if it was closed on Monday because of a holiday, from 5 p.m. Saturday till 8 a.m. on Tuesday morning, that's 65 hours, the public did not have access to our dogs. Now it's open 7 days a week. Kudos. Each dog is now walked a minimum of twice a day. There is a log indicating when and where and for how long each dog is out. This ensures no dog is left behind. Every day, when the shelter closes to when it opens the next morning, dogs are housed in their pens with their beds and their water bowls. In the past, if they needed to relieve themselves, they had to do that in this small little area. Sue made sure that the doggy doors were put in, and now they have access to their kennel runs after 5 p.m. till the morning hours to do what they need to do. Sue contacted a behaviorist and trainer, Mike Gould of Houndstown, and had him come in to train staff and volunteers on some techniques on some hard-to-handle dogs. As a result, dogs have been adopted. In particular, a ill-mannered pit bull named Paris now has a loving home. There are continual and frequent orientation programs to bring in new volunteers and train them. Each kennel now has a kennel card. I'm seeing my time is running up. So social media, another thing. I can go on, my list is long.
Why don't you do that? Why don't you submit the rest of that to the clerk? So
Okay.
we'll read it tomorrow?
Yes, can I give a shout out to the employees?
Yes, do it.
Thank you very much, Supervisor.
you.
I just want to mention Lenore Gordon, Joanne Gould, Monica Stevens, Sherry Stevens, Kathy Giglio, Paula Saraki, Christina De Hoya, doing excellent jobs. Thank you very, very much for your time.
Rose Palazzolo?
Good evening, everybody. I was disappointed last night. I went to the planning board hearing, and I thought they were going to discuss traffic, like they said on Channel 18 on their March 23rd meeting. But they didn't discuss traffic, and they just decided that they're going to turn the problem over to the town board to decide whether or not they want to have CarMax here.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes,
Did they
sir.
discuss the CarMax proposal?
No, what I'm saying is that CarMax, they left me with the impression that they were going to discuss the traffic.
Okay, no, I understand that part.
And they didn't do that.
What did they discuss?
They didn't discuss anything.
Okay.
They're waiting for Mitch.
And they just said,
Okay.
okay, we approve it, we're going to give it to the town
But-
board. So I have a letter here that I want you to read, but not to the community.
Is it approved without the traffic study?
They made a traffic study, sir, from 4:45 PM till 6 o'clock PM. That was their traffic study. Now, that is not a traffic study on Jericho Turnpike. Our senior center is used from 7:15 to 4:30, and there's lots of traffic bumper to bumper now. So not to discuss it with why they all of a sudden decided they could okay it without even telling anybody why they changed, what they found when they discussed it among themselves. But they didn't tell the community why they decided to okay it. So they just decided that they would do that. So I'm just going to hand you over what I've written here.
Okay.
And I did talk to Mr. Flynn about this, and he knew I was getting up a petition, but I only have 40 names on the petition because I only found out about this meeting that affects the seniors on April 10th. No senior knew about this CarMax going into across the way from the center. We share the light with the highway department. Now they want us to share the light with CarMax also.
So that means they
The same
did
light.
look at the traffic study.
I'm telling you, the traffic study was from 4:45 p.m. until 6 o'clock
Okay,
p.m.
but usually a traffic study is not discussed at open session unless somebody asks a question about the traffic study.
Well, the point is, sir, I spoke, okay, and you'll read my letter. I don't want to
Okay.
go any further.
Thank you, Rose. Mr. Fred Fox?
It's litigation, we can't talk here.
Yeah, okay.
Good evening, Fred Fox from Foxy's on the Beach. I'm here tonight to publicly claim that the 2016 concession bids were, it's my assertion that they were tampered with and rigged in the award that was awarded actually to Philip Salinaro earlier.
Raise the mic a little, please.
Sorry. The reason I say that is, for those of you who are not familiar with the process, a three-person evaluation committee has three categories, and they all grade myself and Mr. Salinaro, who were the only two bids. The first portion was worth 30%, and that's the financial amount offered to the town. I had a slight edge in this, so I was awarded a small lead in the points in that category. The second category was for bid proposal, and this is where I can't even begin to understand how this was recommended by the evaluation committee. I put my four sections of the bid proposal, the ones that I've implemented over the last decade, along with future ideas, and all three members gave me a virtual tie with the other bid. The problem with that is, as I foiled the application for Mr. Salinaro, he didn't even include a bid proposal program. So here's someone who doesn't even include it, didn't mention anything about it, and yet all three members basically gave me a tie with him. So now heading into the last portion of the evaluation by the committee is the experience and qualifications. Mr. Salinaro was a former employee of mine who's never, by his own application, has never dealt with anything of multiple businesses, never been in charge of them, and somehow, some way, he managed, even though he worked for me, he managed to double my score in evaluation and in experience and qualifications. So we have one category that is black and white based on a monetary amount, which I outscored him. A second amount where he doesn't even put in the requirement and yet ties me in that score. And then a third where he is working for the person who ran the concessions at this beach on and off for over a decade, and quite frankly, after last year was probably the most successful year we've had, barring an incident in Labor Day, which we're all aware of. And somehow, some way, he doubles me in that category. It's no way, shape, or form that anyone can come up with the fact that he has more experience than me, let alone you're giving him scores on things he didn't even include in the RFP. So, in my opinion, that's a big problem with the three members of the committee and whoever else partook in that process. Thank you very much.
You said the bid was rigged. What way was the bid rigged?
Excuse me?
At the outset of your talk, you said that the bid was rigged.
Yes.
And in what way was it rigged?
Well, there's the numbers are compiled based on the scores of each individual. Each evaluator puts a score in for all the 3 categories for myself and the other bidder. Like I said, I had a higher score in the financial category. I had a tie score with him on a category that he didn't even include. Doesn't mention it, doesn't exist in his application, yet he tied me. And then the third one, worth 40%, is someone who's never done this by his own account. Already, when he met with the evaluation, doesn't even have a staff. You told him he'll get one if he gets the award. And he's worked for my company on and off
Well,
for
I
3
think,
years.
and we'll end the conversation.
Sure.
You know, when you say a bid is rigged, that's a very severe implication.
Well, it's black and white. I had the
If you
documents
say
in front of me.
that the town or whoever evaluated was made errors, then I can understand that. If the town attorney is hearing this conversation, he'll look into it and he'll advise the town board.
That's all I asked for.
Okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else wish to be heard? If not, I'm going to close the meeting.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Wareheim?
Yes.
Councilwoman Noack?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zarella?
Yes.